Thank you, and welcome back to UFO News for February and March 2025. So we have some news. There is kind of a little lull in the UFO stuff. There is things happening, but they are very restrictive of what they say and what they let out and what they show us. So they do really want to keep the secrets for themselves, it seems. So there is very little evidence which comes around and which shows us the ships and the beings, occupants of the ships, and also the gadgets they have found and the knowledge they have gathered from all of these excursions or incursions or whatever you want to call it. So, well, we have 9 news. There is really only 8 because the first is our introduction, and the introduction is about all around state of humanity and Earth, and we are entering in a high density field of energy in the universe, and there is also a lot of energies coming from the sun, and this is affecting the humanity. So kind of things coming to the surface to be released and so you can kind of choose if you want it or not. And people seems, they can't handle the energy, so they become aggressive and more egoistic, it seems. And that you also see in all the wars, kind of, I won't say all the wars, but there are quite serious wars going on in Ukraine and in Israel and also in Africa. And people are kind of tired, of being threatened by other people and see their loved ones die because aggressive people attack with weapons and often aggressiveness. So you're able to defend yourself if you are being attacked. And this is of course influencing humanity, and also there are much more UFO sightings, and these are coming to help us. They're coming to show us that they are real. We are wakening up, you can say. We are kind of understanding that what is going on Earth, kind of, that's not really the ultimate utopia or way to live as a human being, to be happy and be content. People need love, people need stability, people need to feel treasured and become more intimate and loved by other people. And that's not often the case, as it is now with the low frequency on Earth. But it is opening up. So things will get better, but often before they get better it can be a little bit worse, So kind of with the technology also, there is more responsibility and a need to use those technologies in a way which is good for humanity, because they can be dangerous if they are not used in the right way. So, and the secrecy, is ending, kind of slowly, but it won't end before they show us what they have and tell us the truth, one man coming forward on YouTube, you know, maybe there is 500,000 people watching it, and often it is the believers and the people that know that the UFOs and the extraterrestrials exist. It's not enough to wake up 8 billion people, you know. So it's kind of, maybe this just they're trying to see how we react to it and how we respond to some people coming out, you know, telling the truth. But we need more people coming out telling the truth, and we also need the evidence we show. This can't be kept by the military and by organizations which wants to use it for war. It's not right, you know. It's not useful for humanity, because we are struggling with how the system is and how it is affecting people negatively, and also the environment and the biotopes on this planet. It's kind of becoming unstable because of these people and the system which they have enforced upon humanity. So, well, enough about that. It kind of goes slowly forward, you know. As we people, we humans also go forward slowly. Number 2, the Book of Light. Number 3, Seoul Conference with Colonel Karl and with Gary Nolan.
So you got like 8 elements of national power. So I'm only giving you 6 here, but we're going to get into some of the economic elements as we're going through. So you can see from a policy standpoint and from an information standpoint, the idea that there's got to be a control group that's recreated to manage this function. So the problem is, like, how do you actually do that? And how do you actually centralize information on the topic such that progress can be made? And so the UAP Disclosure Act was intending to do that with the UAP Review Board. And what actually ended up getting passed technically last year is the idea of consolidating all the records at the National Archive. Unfortunately, the definitions were dropped, so the subject matter, the content, the scope of that archive is really probably continues to be a little suspect. But so that's sort of the first 2 problems. They still remain to be solved, ultimately, is what I'm saying. The second one, or the third one, is basically your finance. And so the idea of the financial piece is really, how do you incentivize grant money to maybe impact this problem so, you know, the academic community can get engaged in a more aggressive way. And so that's probably some reforms that are going to be required through the National Science Foundation. And then if you think about, you know, ultimately trying to move into the diplomatic sphere, you've got to kind of understand not only like the domestic side of the equation, but you have to understand the foreign policy side. And so the idea of, you know, what would it take to understand the public and private positions of every government with respect to the topic, research, development, test, evaluation programs of, you know, a foreign nation. So there's this thing called an NIE, National Intel Estimate, that might do that. And then ultimately that might lead to an international forum like the Reagan-Gorbachev Forum or the World Congress of Religions that might ultimately end up trying to address, you know, sort of a whole planet issue.
To look back into history on how it was that humanity resolved the notion of non-human intelligence in our environment. I mean, religions have been talking about everything from angels to demons or spirits, etc. And I think the common thread that I've seen everything from prehistory to today, is whatever this thing is that might be being represented to us is basically saying there is another. But depending upon your cultural framework, it represents itself in different manners, depending upon the time. So I think, I'm not saying that that's true. I'm just saying that that appears to be a way to resolve the continuity, but is that what we will need to consider moving forward? If today what we think we see as technology, is tomorrow it going to be something else? So what is that going to be?
Precisely. Yeah. So it seemed like there's examples in the past on how to navigate this, and maybe we need to avail of those examples in terms of setting up a direction going forward.
Right.
And it seems to me that there's a role for actually the discipline of sociology to sort of map out the potential likelihood of the idea of like false authority syndrome, or stagnation of initiative. The War of the Worlds sort of hysteria. Like, what is the real probability of any of those kind of occurring, and how one might sort of mitigate those as being significant? And ultimately, the idea here is solving some of these problems, even theoretically, and having a serious conversation about them, ultimately might feed back into lowering the threshold for the government to come forward with information.
Number 4, James Webb News. 3 pictures. Number 5, UFO history. This time we have about Whitley Strieber and his books and his encounters with the Greys.
Lost in the galaxy, your eyes like stars. It's all through the cosmos, leaving no scar. Cradled inside us, our love will grow. In the web of dreams that the cosmos show. You're my universe. All together we glow. Lost in the galaxies, your eyes like stars. It's all through the cosmos, leaving no scar. Cradled inside us, our love will grow. In the web of dreams that the cosmos show. You're my universe.
Number 6, Oldies for Goldies. We have 3 or 4 cases.
leaving no scar. Cradle inside us, our love will grow. In the web of dreams that the cosmos show. You're my universe. All together we glow.
Number 7, Peter Maxvell. A UFO gathering, orbs and surveillance planes.
I could just turn the lights on and off, like flash this.
Yeah, altitude 2,000 feet.
It's 2,000 feet and it's actually going down.
So that's the Royal Australian Air Force. I've got it.
Yep.
Did you all see that?
I just turned around and saw it. Now what is that?
I've got it here. There's nothing here on the tracker.
Righto, so what we have here is a Royal Australian Air Force C-130J Hercules, and the C-130 is turned and it could potentially pass right over the top of us because we're just on this side of Rotherglen.
Yep.
And
It's coming. That is like literally on the boundary of the property. They're banking there. That's right over us on the property. That's Royal Air Force right over Jai Sanctuary. We've got an orb here and going past the Hercules.
Oh God!
That's not, that's not on the satellite tracker. We know that that's the Hercules there.
He's banking around again.
Yeah.
Number 8, UFO videos. Today I have like 4 videos.
is that? It's flashing all different colours.
Yeah, look at it.
All the way up in the sky. Holy shit.
Look how it's just stopped still.
What?
Can you see all the different colours?
Yeah.
What the hell is it? It's not a plane.
It's pretty high up in the sky as well. The fuck is that? What is it doing? Look, here's the cops.
Eh?
Here's the cops.
Where are the cops?
Just out the front here.
Right out front?
Yeah. Go talk.
Number 9. Channeling with the Arcturian Artos. Thank you. Welcome back to the show. I'm Artos of the Arcturian High Council. It's been a while since I've been here, but it has not been needed really, because there are so many others which want to speak and have beautiful meanings and also facts to deliver to your humanity and wisdom. As you see now in your world, which has been prophetically unveiled and said by your channelers and your people which have contact with extraterrestrial beings, there is an awakening on Earth happening, where you understand that you are something more than just your body, and you are something more than just the experience which you have here. You have a soul, you have a spiritual side, you just have forgotten. And you understand there are thousands of beings, visiting your planet, and there are many, many secrets which are being held by different communities, agendas, fraternity organizations, and also military agencies which are keeping this information from you because they want power and they want control over humanity. This has, with the energies of some of the galactic planes, affected humanity, but also there has been several extraterrestrial races intermingling with many of these people after the Second World War. And there are some good reasoning to why some of the secrets being kept, because of the stability of Earth. And there are also a little bit worrying that some of these technologies can be misused if they are coming out in full power to the public. They can be used by terrorists, but this is mostly excuses because there are already very dangerous weapons on the planet, like nuclear bombs, hydrogen bombs, dirty bombs, and different types of missiles and viruses and biological weapons, and also chemical weapons, which all the warmongers have produced in their labs and their secret bases. This is not good for humanity as a whole, and it is not good for many of the extraterrestrials either, because most of us are loving, benevolent extraterrestrial beings which just want peace with you. But unfortunately, there are many which has been affecting humanity and also upgrading your body, which have interest in you. So there is, to some extent, an extraterrestrial conflict mingling with humanity. And many of those who knows this don't want you to know it, because it will shatter all the dark beliefs and all the religions and all the belief systems which have been falsified upon you through thousands of years of conflict. It has to some extent been imprinted into you from many tens of thousands of years back in the past, from the Neanderthals up to now. You're also starting to understand that the pyramids are much older than they are, and that they say, and that these also have different types of technologies under the earth, and also structural technologies, and also housing for different types of beings which have and are living in your earth plane in different caves and systems. They can easily create bases and places to hide with their technology. They can also shift into other dimensions and other frequencies, so they can seem to go through walls and mountains and the sea. They don't have inertia, they don't have any resistance on their ships and or on their bodies, because of their technology and also the spiritual development, which is a far higher frequency and vibration that you hold right now. There are some few people which has gotten power, which wants you to hold a low frequency so they can keep their power and their control over you. But this is fading away now. And there's also, you see the reflections of the conflict, People are tired of being controlled and being suppressed by lower frequency beings which just want to please their own ego and their own mind, you can say. We want you to understand that there are turbulent years coming, but there are also, very prophetic years and awakening years where you get to know the truth about the extraterrestrials, the truth about the technology of the UFOs, and also you will reveal much more about your universe and your neighboring stars, and also the human spiritual capacity which is rising right now. And you can feel it on your body and your energy systems, that something is kind of awakening inside you. You might feel, a little bit stressed, a little bit uneasy. You feel that you're not kind of living the life you want to live, some of you. Some of you are content, of course. You are living your dream life, you can say, as has been imprinted on your belief system and on what makes your body happy and your psyche happy. This is very human. The money, the family, the houses to make your body content, they have kept the spiritual stuff away from you because then you're easily controlled. But this is now, releasing. You can't stop progress. You can't stop evolution. And humanity will rise to a new level of love and understanding and wisdom. And together you will stand in peace with all the extraterrestrial races which come here, and you will find out that you have never been alone, and that also genetical manipulation and upgrading has been done to your bodies. The elites or the agendas which have worked on the UFO beings and the UFOs and the technology, they know this. They know that the spiritual are incorporated with mind thought into the technology, and it's much easier to steer a ship with your mind than with anything else. It takes some practice, but when you are doing it, you can control it and do maneuvers which is quite spectacular, seen by human eyes. We will leave it with that, and we say namaste to you all and much love. And remember, the information which comes from this one is the truth, and it's love, and it's meant to make you wake up, and it's meant to make you a better man and human, and start researching this for yourself, because often it takes your own choice, your own free will, and your own searching and seeking to open up to these new visions and worlds and these new energies and frequencies. It is only you which can do it, and then you have to go into yourself, release, open up, and seek new ways and new knowledge and wisdom. Much love on your journey. We will be back with more later. We hope you are living in peace. We hope you are looking at yourself. We hope you are accepting who you are. We are hoping you are working on your dark sides and negativity. And we hope that love is in your life, or that love will come into your life, and that you will understand that you have never been alone, and we will be seen more and more in your skies, and soon we will interact with you. Much love.